What's up, cozy gamers? It's been 2 days since the release of Paleo Pines, and I wanted to share some of my honest opinions about the game with you. I have about 15 hours of gameplay in total between the demo and the full game, and have experienced a lot of the core mechanics, so I think I can give a fair and accurate rundown of what this Dinosaur Life Sims is all about. A bit of a spoiler alert, I do really like this game. Liked it from the moment I started the demo, but that doesn't mean it's free of any issues. Hopefully, by the end of this video, you can come to an educated decision on whether or not Paleo Pines is worth your time. But before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more cozy gaming content. Now, let's get started. First, let's talk about the good. This game is really cute. The visuals, the environment, the music, it all works together to make you feel at peace and immersed in this wonderful world of dinosaurs. I think as far as life sims go, this one has such a unique style that very clearly stands out from the rest. And that's important when you're trying to make a name for yourself in a genre with tons of titles already. If you're not into bright pastels and doll-like character models though, this may not be the one for you. Next, let's talk about what you can do in the game. Enjoy your days farming, catching, and raising dinosaurs, exploring all corners of the map, or doing quests for the locals. Whatever you choose to do, you'll notice how nicely the game handles most of these mechanics. I'll get to some of the negative points soon. Starting with the dinosaurs, different species inhabit the world you live in. Not only that, but there are different colors and patterns for each species too. I hear there are even rare colored dinosaurs that come out under certain conditions, so there are a lot to see and catch. The way the game handles catching these dinosaurs is unique too. First, you must use your flute to match the notes of the dinosaur's cries, which appear as colored bubbles in 3 sizes. Once you do this, they will engage with you a bit more, and a meter will appear on the bottom right-hand corner. Pay attention to this. Give them their favorite foods, soothe them, and once the arrow is in the green, befriend them. In order to do the last step, you'll need to give them what's called a pop-in, a special snack that dinosaurs love. This mechanic of catching dinos is probably my favorite part of the game. However, there is one complaint I have related to it, and that is the poor button mapping on controller for the flute. The mapping, which uses the 4 shoulder buttons if you're on controller, has a left-right button order, which is needlessly difficult and confusing. The way the buttons should be listed horizontally on screen, in my opinion, is LT, LB, RB, RT, instead of what it actually is, which is LT, RT, LB, RB. Others in my Twitch community agreed with this, but maybe some of you won't find it so weird. I will say though that the flute is fine on keyboard. Once you have your dinosaurs, you'll want to bring them to your homestead where you can care for them. Be warned though, this game is realistic in that you cannot keep carnivores with herbivores together, for obvious reasons. I like this, it makes sense. The next step in raising your dino is to feed them, keep their pens clean, pet them, all to raise their friendship level. Once you reach 3 hearts, you can put a saddle on your dino and ride them around. This is cool for a ton of reasons. 1. Dinosaurs have unique abilities that can help you both at your homestead and on the overworld map. Some dinos can help you till your soil, others can water them, some help you move faster, while others can break stones and logs. You will definitely be incentivized to catch a wide range of dinosaurs, so you can make your time in game easier. Also, some areas on the map require you to get specific dinosaurs, so you'll be forced to catch at least a couple of different ones early game. Another benefit to being able to ride dinos is that they have their own stamina bar separate from yours, which is quite small. You only have 50 stamina while the dinos have 100, and that number increases each time they level up. Dinos level up simply by riding them and using their abilities, so if you ever run out of stamina, ride your dino. They're much faster anyway. One complaint I have about riding dinos though is that there are certain forageable items such as berries and clovers that you cannot pick up while riding. You'll have to get off, pick it up, and then get back on. This is obviously a minor complaint, but I still find it kind of annoying, especially because there are other items such as stone and wood and herbivore food that you can only pick up while riding, simply by running over them. I'm not sure why there's a separation there, but I imagine it has something to do with which items can be recorded in your journal. Speaking of, next thing that I love and have so much silly fun with is the journal. It's probably one of the most unique journals I've ever seen in a game. You can obviously open it up like a menu and see a bunch of information, such as NPCs, quests, dinosaurs, and forageable items you've encountered, as well as the specific dinosaurs on your farm. It's kind of like a Pokedex in a way. You can learn what food your dinos like, what their abilities are, their friendship and experience levels, and the piece de resistance, the input box where you can write your own notes about each prehistoric friend you have. I imagine it would be useful to write locations and other helpful tidbits about each here, but I just write silly entries like this one. Another interesting thing about the journal is that you can take it out and hold it in your character's hands, which allows you to see certain info about dinosaurs and other things when you approach them without having to open up the journal menu. I love this, it's super intuitive. As I just mentioned, the journal lists quests. There are story quests as well as simpler daily quests which can be found on the bulletin board in the town plaza. The quests are usually pretty simple and won't take much effort, but I really like how frequently they replenish. It does a good job at keeping you busy, but I do have to wonder how many times these villagers are gonna lose items or want you to deliver something to someone who's less than 50 feet away from them. I guess I shouldn't question that after playing Animal Crossing for so many years, though. There are also bundles in this game similar to the ones in Stardew Valley and even Palia. However, these ones are a bit more hidden and totally unassuming. They can be found near this unmarked pond in the bushes. They require materials like stones, etc. To be honest, I haven't completed one yet, but it's nice to know that there are other goals and tasks to work towards. And you'll definitely want to do these quests in bundles to keep busy when you're not exploring and taming dinosaurs, because this game, despite being a farming life sim, does not allow you to decorate or even enter your house. That's right, no interior decor. You can lightly decorate outside your house, but I feel like this is kind of a huge miss for a game like this. It doesn't make me uninterested in playing by any means, but if it were in the game, I'd be much more in it. Designing is my favorite part of life sims games, and I bet they could have made so many cute dinosaur-themed furniture pieces. Another thing that is lacking is the amount of NPCs. There are only 9 named NPCs aside from the many random unnamed ones you'll see roaming the town center each day. They do have friendship levels, but I don't believe you can get married in this game. On top of that, the dialogue from each character isn't the deepest or most interesting, outside of the main story quest that is, in which they definitely have more flavor. But maybe this isn't much of a gripe for some of you. I had a similar opinion of Fae Farm, and people in my comments said they didn't actually mind that the dialogue was repetitive and short. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. Back to the good though, the map is also quite extensive, and you can even unlock new maps entirely, such as when you enter the forest after unblocking the path by smashing the rocks. This opens so much more for you to do, such as visiting more character houses, finding more dinosaur species, and discovering new secrets and quests. I was actually surprised the first time I entered the forest because I figured it would just be part of the base map and not its own entirely. It's really cool. The last quick positive I have for the game is that the homestead storage box seems to be limitless, allowing you to farm items to your heart's content, which is great because your pocket space is incredibly limited. Actually, that brings me to another quick negative point. The journal, flute, and all your farming tools take up space in your already very limited pockets. I really wish this wasn't the case because I found myself always needing to run back home to empty them. There are tons of games that keep tools and or key items separate, such as Dreamlight Valley, Palia, Fae Farm, and more, and I feel like it should be the norm for all games like this. And my very last negative is that although I think most of the UI is well done in Paleo Pines, sometimes they just don't hit the mark. For example, when you cook. The first time I tried cooking, I ruined my meal because I was looking at the food in the pot, assuming I had to take it off the fire when it looked cooked, not realizing that I was actually supposed to be looking at the tiny text box at the top of the screen, which prompts you when it's ready. Again, this could just be a personal issue, but I feel like they need to make what you're supposed to do a bit more obvious, whether that be by making the text larger, the box larger, or a color that stands out more. And that's my opinion about Paleo Pines. As I said at the start, I really do enjoy this game despite it not being perfect. The positives definitely outweigh the negatives. But what do you think? If you already have Paleo Pines, how are you enjoying it? And if you don't have it, what are your thoughts after watching this video? Please let me know in the comments below. And while you're doing that, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more cozy gaming news, reviews, tips, and more. And if you'd like to watch me play these games and more live, check me out over on Twitch, where I stream 3 days a week. All my socials will be in the description box below. That's all for me today, so until next time, cozy gamers, stay cute.